Welcome back, my friends. This is Yoga with Annie. We are here in the studio today. We are going to work through some tight hamstrings. So no props needed for this practice. Go ahead and grab your mat and I'll meet you on mine. We are going to go ahead and start off in a wide-legged forward fold. So bring the feet out nice and wide. You might have a bend through the knee. And start to find your breath. Take a couple deep cleansing breaths in through the nose. You might exhale out through the mouth if that feels good. And more breaths just like that. Allowing each inhalation and exhalation to begin to lengthen. Allowing your mind's eye to begin to follow the breath. And as we start to find some movement here, always connecting that breath with your movements. You might have some little bend in the knee here. Inhale, begin to lengthen through the spine, flat back. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Keep that going at your own pace. If you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't even bend into this, that's okay. Some of us have really tight hamstrings. And so maybe you're just bending a couple inches. Move at your own pace. As you start to find these undulations through the spine, you're going to start to warm up through the legs and the hamstrings as well. Inhale, start to lengthen through the spine, flat back. On your exhalation, we're going to turn to our right, step the right foot forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Again, you might have a bend in the knee and that's okay. Exhale to fold in. Take a moment here. We're going to ragdoll the arms if that feels good for you. If you want to touch base with your neck and shoulders, you might interlace the fingers and place them at the back of your skull. Whichever variation you choose, allow this tractioning of the spine to happen. You're moving the weight forward onto the balls of your feet. You might have that slight bend in the knee. Instead of trying to overstretch and power your way into this posture, allow yourself to let gravity take over. Inhale, release the bind, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Left foot steps back, sweep through the middle. Take a couple moments here to find some movement. And you might start to bend through one knee, then the other, finding this kind of modified Skandasana. We're going to take about 3 breaths as we start to make our way to the second side of our mat. You might find those undulations in the spine once more, if that feels good. When you're ready, lengthen through the spine, flat back, and exhale, sweep to the left. Right foot steps forward. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold it in. Let it all go. And you might even heel toe the feet out a little bit here. You might grab the elbows. You might sway from side to side. But do what feels good here. You're going to find some sensation, yes. But you want to move in ways that starts to feel this opening instead of feeling that the body is pulling away from it, right? Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold in. Once more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step the right foot back, sweep over to your second side. And from here, we're going to drop the left knee down to the mat. We're going to find this modified crescent lunge. So we're going to get a little bit into the hip flexor and then we're going to shift back and find that Hanumanasana, that half split. So take a moment here. You're going to feel this right here on that left side. You might have the hands here at your right quad. When you're ready, exhale, start to shift back. Pull the toes towards the shin. And I know I said no props needed for this, but if you're particularly stiff, you might have blocks here at your side, or you might just leave yourself lifted like this. Either way is fine. But find that flow here, shifting the weight forward. Exhale to shift the weight back. And this might look a little bit different for your body, but the idea is that you're going to feel the stretch here in your right hamstring as you shift back. As you shift forward, you're going to feel that stretch in the left hip flexor. Take 2 more breaths. As always, I always recommend, if you find spaces that feel tight for you, instead of straying away from those spaces, which we tend to do, we don't like things that feel uncomfortable. Instead of doing that, though, see if you can sit with that space for a moment. Give it your attention, and then move on. When you're ready, finish off the round that you're on, shifting the weight forward. Sweep through the middle. Take a couple breaths here, let it all go, maybe shift out a little bit, maybe sway from side to side a little bit. Do what feels good. When you're ready, inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, second side. Bring that right knee down. That right foot, the top of your foot, meets the mat, right? If that feels a little unsteady for you, you might curl the toes under. That might feel like a little bit of a better base. It really just depends on your body. Okay. Shift the hips forward, lengthen through that right side hip flexor this time. And as you exhale, shift the hips back. Lengthen through that left hamstring. Toes pull in. And you might even choose to windshield wiper that left foot a little bit. So our hamstrings are made out of 3 separate muscles, right? So sometimes one side or one portion of your hamstring is tighter than the other. And so that little trick will help you get into different parts of your anatomy. Take 2 more breaths. This is also a really good hip warm-up for hip openers. So we got a twofer. When you're ready, finish off the round that you're on. Shimmy, swivel to the middle. Take a couple breaths here. You should feel and notice that you have a little more mobility through the hamstrings now. You should feel a little looser. You should feel a little lighter. I invite you to hang out here for as long as makes sense. This should feel really good at this point. Beautiful work, my yogis. This is Yoga with Annie. It is always such an honor to share space with you guys. Until I see you again, namaste.